Hi, this is Greg Burt with the California Family Council here outside the Senate chamber of the Senate Business, Professions, and Economic Development Committee. We had a hearing today on a bill that is dangerously affecting women. It is AB 1973, and it's an abortion bill to advance some of the most brutal abortions California does. And so here we have a Dr. Wong who was great to testify against the bill. So Dr. Wong, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, how you got into pro-life work, but also I know that you have a background where you didn't used to be pro-life, and explain it to us.
Yeah. Well, Greg, when I first started being an OB-GYN physician, I was not yet a believer. I had not met Jesus, and I was approached early in my career here in Sacramento around 1987 and asked, hey, we need some help providing abortions. Would you be willing to do so? Right. And I thought to myself, well, yeah, I think I'd be able to do that. And the reasons are that my wife and I had a baby together, and it was not the proper timing for us, and so she chose to have an abortion. And even earlier, back in the early 1980s, I had a girlfriend in college who became pregnant, and she also had an abortion. With that background, I thought to myself, I've been involved deeply in abortion, and it would be hypocritical for me not to be able to be on the other end of the abortion picture.
Right, but something happened, obviously, and you changed your mind on that issue, and now, what's your viewpoint on that?
Well, after becoming a Christian at probably the age of 50 or so, I came to the realization that I did indeed have so much sin in my life that went unrecognized. I had buried all of my past so deeply. Right. But over time, I came to the realization that abortion, of course, is wrong. And my next question after repenting of my sinful nature was to ask, what can I do with that horrible past and to use it for the glory of God?
Right.
Yes. And so what I did was to become affiliated with Alternatives Pregnancy Center. I became a medical director there and helped to establish the ultrasound program with that organization about 25 years ago.
Wow, that's great. And so today you came to the Capitol. California is a big promoter and funder of abortion, but they seem to still have a shortage of abortion doctors, especially to do really the most gruesome of abortions. I mean, they're all gruesome, but especially when the child is so old, almost can live on their own. We're still doing abortions here in California, and they don't have enough doctors. So this bill, AB 1973, is going to allow nurse practitioners and other medical professionals who are not doctors to do these complicated procedures. So why don't you explain something a little bit about this bill and why you came out to testify against it?
Well, this bill is a very, very troubling, and it's a recurrent theme, and I like to say that when you don't care about life, you really don't care about life, which is to say, if we deny the humanity of a baby inside of the womb, then you really are not caring about the life of the mother either. It almost goes back to the quote that Mother Teresa had that I read a long time ago, that if we allow murdering a baby in the womb, how can we tell anyone not to murder?
Right.
So this bill makes it possible for less skilled healthcare professionals to perform the riskiest and indeed gruesome procedures done in this country.
Right. So, folks, we're very concerned about this bill. It seems to be flying through the legislature. It already went through the assembly, and now it's going through its first committee hearing on a party split vote, all the Democrats voting yes and the 3 Republicans voting no. So, folks, we need to speak up. If you've never talked to your legislator's office before, this is a perfect time to make sure they know that you do not want this bill to pass. You know, I would even think if you were pro-choice, you would at least care for the women and their safety. And how does lowering standards going to help them? It's just going to result in more women being harmed by these procedures, along with the child that dies. So, folks, make sure you call your legislators. Thank you so much for coming today. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you, Greg.